this week.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, we're here.
Hello. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy
Mel-
Hanukkah on the 19th.
Melody has come back from the dead.
I am back from
She's,
the dead, bigger than ever.
she's back with us. First of all, I wish to apologize for the mess last week with the podcast. Let me explain what happened. I originally got notified by Facebook that we had a copyright infringement, and they were going to have to put a link to this Arab gentleman's website on our podcast because he owned the copyright to something. Well, I originally thought it was the Toys R Us theme song, which I played. I took that out and I reposted the podcast, and the link appeared again. So I did a little research, and I found out that this fellow had purchased the rights to It's a Wonderful Life. So he now owns the copyright for It's a Wonderful Life. And all I played was the trailer, and that violated his copyright. So we had to have a link to his thing. I didn't want to have that. So I just took down the podcast and just put a little statement that I had made. At the time I made that little video, I didn't know exactly what was going on, and now I do. So from now on, we will not play anything having to do with It's a Wonderful Life. We will barely mention It's a Wonderful Life. So that's what happened.
We'll call it that Stewart movie.
Yeah. And let me explain to you what there was a lawsuit, something to do with RKO Pictures and the Stewart family over the rights to Rear Window, which was an Alfred Hitchcock movie. And somehow that lawsuit triggered the law so that this Arab fellow was able to buy the copyright on a film that had already been put into the public domain. So I don't know how that occurred or what exactly it was, but that's what caused it. So
and RKO used to be a big deal. Back in
they were owned by General Tire. That's why it's called RKO General. And RKO originally owned KTLA and Channel 9 out here in Los Angeles. And they owned Channel 9. They owned KTLA. They owned... No, I'm sorry. It wasn't KTLA. It was KHJ Channel 9. KTLA was Channel 5. And they also owned KHJ 93 Radio, and they owned K-Earth.
Yep.
Now, they went out of business some time ago, and all those things...
still there.
Yeah, KHJ KHJ doesn't exist anymore. It's a Spanish language radio station now, which is sad. Yeah. One of the radio stations of my youth, because that was Boss Radio.
Oh yeah, KHJ
93 KHJ, Boss Golden.
Yeah.
Robert W. Morgan, 93 KHJ.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Yep.
Not the new
There's
one.
another guy now calling himself that, but
back then
the original.
A big LA. Yeah.
One of those disc jockeys was...
Steel. Thank you, Kim.
Yep. They're all dead, unfortunately. We lost the last one not too long ago, Charlie Tuna.
Yeah.
And Charlie Tuna was on K-Earth until about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Right before he died, when he got sick that led to his death, is when he left K-Earth. So we had Charlie Tuna for a long time.
Okay, let me address Jessica's question about Richard Halpern, because this was supposed to be, well, the
Is
last
it?
couple of weeks.
Oh, that's right. We promised to do it. We're gonna do that. I promise. I will do the
But
research and we'll do it next
I got
after
canceled.
Christmas.
Well, the good thing about that is I've communicated with Richard. He is going to be on the show, so we'll do the whole Richard Halpern extravaganza for Jessica. And
Can you set up to do an hour and a half show?
yeah, oh sure, yeah,
Let's do an hour and a half show, and we'll do an hour with Richard Halpern. Then the last half hour we'll go into the what's his face, the British secret agent,
Austin.
Austin Powers. Sorry, I'm sure that made you mad that I couldn't remember who it was. Sorry about that.
No. Anyway, I have to do a Dark Shadows related um, update.
We lose somebody?
No. Hey.
Usually when you do an update, it's not good.
No. Everybody's fine. Catherine Lee Scott, my old publisher, and David Selby are going to be doing The Gift of the Magi on December 18th over YouTube streaming. So, any of you who are on Facebook, check Catherine's page or her wall or David's. I imagine David will have it up too, and you'll find the link. And it's everybody is jokingly calling it the gift of Maggie because Catherine played Maggie. So.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
David Selby, what did he do that I know him from besides
Falcon Crest?
Oh,
Falcon.
that's what it was. Okay. I knew I had seen him on something else.
Oh, yeah. David was quite a big time actor for quite a while there.
I mean, most of them went on and became one of the brothers on Bonanza.
Yeah.
Pernell Roberts and David Canary, Mitch Vogel. Who else?
What? They weren't on Dark Shadows, though.
No, but I mean, people that were well known other places ended up being one of the brothers on
Bonanza. Yeah, that was kind of the.
Well, they were trying to find somebody to replace Dan Blocker when he died.
Yeah. They should have just let the show go at that point, I think. But he died so suddenly, they didn't really have a chance. The other thing I want to talk about is Matt Hall is doing much better. His foot is healing. And he says hi to everyone. He's grateful for all the nice notes.
He was on Dark Shadows?
He was we had him as a guest. He's Grayson Hall's son.
Sorry.
It's been a long year.
Hey, I'm old. I barely remember your name.
That's true.
If it wasn't on the screen, I'd be in trouble.
Anyway, the Matt is having to sell a large part of his mother's collection, mainly because, quite frankly, he's got 2 adult sons. It's just time, and he's letting go of things, but they're going to good homes. I mean, he's selling them to fans, so he could get a lot more money if he, tried to sell it on the open market. But Anyway, the portrait will go to a good home, and he's fielding a couple of offers, and we just have to accept that life goes on, and better that it be displayed. Right now, it's in a closet,
I
because
know. I've got a few props, and they're like in my closet.
yeah, it's like better that it be brought out and enjoyed by people. So anyway, Matt is doing well, and we hope to get him back on here pretty soon. And as for Richard, he's doing well, and I'm also in talks with getting him on. So which is when we will do Halpernapalooza.
Now, now his connection to Austin Powers is that he does
Yeah, he does
he dresses up like him and
yeah.
okay. Why don't we find some? Do we have any video footage of him doing that?
Yeah, I'm sure we can get some.
We should find some and play it, because I'm sure our multitude of audience members would love to see that.
He's in fact, I believe he was brought in by the actual production company of the film to do some kind of promotional work. So, and he's a professional actor, so he does that kind of stuff anyway.
Hey, all you audience members, we appreciate you.
We do.
Yep.
Every one of you. But I know we have a lot.
There's more. Two. There's at least two.
It's a lot more. StreamYard does not put up the number of people watching, and those are the ones mainly watching. But
now, speaking of props, do you know the props I have? Are you familiar with what
I know you had the head from the alien from the
I sold
Barney.
That.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes, that was from the Betty and Barney Hill movie. I used to have that, but I sold that. And I sold the contamination suit from the remake of The Blob.
Oh, okay.
A really highly sought after piece of memorabilia.
Oh, well, yes.
Now, probably the best thing I have is I have the red key that turned off the bomb in Andromeda Strain.
That is cool.
I have one of the 6 screen-used keys.
Cool.
From the movie. And this is the big one, from the Star Trek Deep Space Nine episode, Move Along Home. You familiar with that episode?
Yeah.
Okay. I have the costume, the little girl that was doing the hopscotch thing. I have her costume. I tried to sell it to her.
She didn't want it.
She had no interest in it whatsoever. She's an attorney, so I figured, she'd have the money.
But, hang it up in the office.
Yeah, but she had no interest in it. It was like, what? I did that? Oh, okay. Well, no, I'm not interested. she didn't even remember doing
it. That's the thing when you're a child actor, as we know, we knew a lot of them. They just, they get dragged to these things. Mom says, here, stand here and do it. I mean, in the case of Mitch Vogel, he actually wanted to be an actor, mainly because he wanted to fly around on stage when they did Peter Pan. But it led from there into, he was red-haired, so that made him a natural for Walt Disney. They didn't have to color him in as much.
Did he do any Disney films?
Yeah, he did lots of. He was Disney's main actor for several years. Yeah, he did. He was in Yours, Mine, and Ours with Lucille Ball and Henry Fonda.
Oh, he was one of the little kids?
Yeah.
It's funny. If you pull up those old movies, who you see as children in a lot of these films.
It's true.
For
You'll
instance, there was a Bob Hope movie about Eddie Foy and the Seven Little Foys.
right.
Well, a number of the Seven Little Foys had the last name of Osmond.
Oh yeah.
Yep, there were. Now Donnie wasn't one of them because he wasn't born
He
yet
was
when that
born.
movie was made. But I think three of them, Alan Osmond and I forget the other ones,
Meryl.
were
Yeah.
in the Bob Hope movie playing because they were vaudeville performers and they had to sing and dance. So they tried to hire people that actually could sing
Could
and
sing it.
dance.
Yeah. Well, there is actually a little clip film over on YouTube, or it used to be, of Kurt Russell clips from when he was in movies.
Oh, and
And
he did a lot of commercials too.
oh yeah, yeah.
Have you ever seen the Johnny 7 rifle?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Kurt Russell.
Yep.
And then there's another one for this claw machine.
Uh-huh.
You know, those penny arcade claw machine things.
Right.
And the girl in it is Patty Duke.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's, as I always point out, in the movie, Treasures of Sierra Madre, the little boy at the beginning.
He sold the map to Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah,
and he was
Robert Blake.
Yep, that's what I was giving you the opportunity to make the reveal.
Well, Robert Blake, part of his problem is that he was a child actor in the years when children were not as, I say not as looked after as they are now, but it's criminal what happens to child actors now.
Well, two of the most well-known child actors were, and it gets very confusing, was Jackie Coogan and Jackie Cooper.
Right.
Now, Jackie Coogan was Uncle Fester.
Yeah.
He grew up to be Uncle Fester. Now, Jackie Cooper had a television show called The People's Choice, where there was a little dog named Cleo that you could hear him thinking.
It was back when they didn't have a whole lot of ideas, you know.
Well, you know, there was the first talking animal movie, I think, although there may have been something earlier.
There's that donkey in the
Francis the Talking Mule.
Yeah.
And that had Andy Devine.
Yeah, and Donald O'Connor?
Was it Donald O'Connor? Yes, I think it was Donald O'Connor.
Yeah. I actually loved those movies.
Yeah, it was really good. I liked it too. I always watched it when I was a kid, whenever it would come on.
Yeah.
Now, I was thinking about, let me look something up here real quick. There was what they call those black exploitation films.
Oh yeah, God.
There was one of those. I think it was Cleopatra Jones, but I'm not positive. But the boy that played her son, and he was like 11 or 12, was Samuel Jackson.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's what I was talking about. You watch some of these old movies and it's like, hey, isn't that so-and-so? What was fun was on Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They had a lot of people.
These people would come to the door and they'd be friends of the Beaver or Wally. And it was, you know, one time it was like Robert Redford. I don't remember for sure if it was, but there were a lot of very well-known, later on, very well-known actors and actresses that came to the door.
You know, speaking of actors and actresses and that sort of thing, before I forget, I'd like to recommend a podcast because we do media stuff here. It's called Talkville. Anybody who watched Smallville will be interested in this. It is. It's. I guess it's what happens to middle-aged actors when they don't want to work as hard anymore. Michael Rosenbaum, who played the quintessential Lex Luthor in Smallville, and
I always kind of liked him.
yeah, me too. Yeah, he was. He
I think
very
he
good
was the
actor.
best thing on the show.
He was.
Actually,
I mean,
I
that's
was
one of
never
the
a big.
problems with the show is he made Lex more sympathetic than Clark was, and yeah, but
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the Superman character in that.
no, it would. Tom Welling, who played Clark Kent, is the other host of the show. So you get Lex Luthor and Superman talking to each other.
What was the one? I don't remember if it was a movie or a TV show where the guy that played Clark Kent was a different actor than the one that was Superman.
Oh yeah, that was a movie.
And the Superman was this muscular, and then he was like little weasel.
The Benjamin Button concept.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't remember.
It's but part of the charm of the whole. I mean, I don't like Superman. I've never been into that.
The premise makes you think that everybody that was friends with Clark Kent was really stupid.
Yeah.
Because you put a pair of glasses on and you couldn't tell who the hell he was.
Yeah, I could walk into a room and go, "Hi, I'm,"
Yep.
It just, yeah. I mean, you'd have to be a moron not to know he was Superman. But
yeah, I want to bring something up we were talking about on the pre-show.
Oh, yes.
We actually have a pre-show.
We do. We talk.
Yep, we sit and talk for half an hour. So anyway, what we were talking about, we were looking on different websites at their top 20 to 100 Christmas movies. And we brought up the Rotten Tomatoes top 100. And at least 60 of those movies we had never heard of. And Melody more than I is into movies.
Yeah.
And I really, all I watch are documentaries and movies because of the way things are in the media right now. I don't watch television. Nope. No TV shows, none of it. Don't watch it because it just aggravates me. So
politics in general.
I don't want anything to, and it isn't what you might think. I'm not one of those people that hated the orange-haired fellow, but I don't want the aggravation caused by the interaction between the two groups.
I'm the same way.
Neither one of those groups are looking out for you.
That's
I'll just tell you that right now. None of them are looking out for you. They're looking out for themselves. So,
well, thankfully,
that's all I'll say about that.
That national security state that they always talk about, it's back there. It's trying. So, anyway.
Let's hope. So, anyway, we were looking at Rotten Tomatoes. And the vast majority of those movies, some of the movies that they had listed, like numbers, 53 was A Charlie Brown Christmas.
I mean, the 53?
And they had that Fred Astaire, Rankin Bass lookalike thing above A Charlie Brown Christmas. Now, I mean, that was okay, but no kid liked that one as well as they liked Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And they had Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer ranked 48th. And that's got one of the iconic Christmas songs of all time came from there, Holly Jolly Christmas by Burl Ives. That was the origin of that song, which a lot of people don't know that.
And Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Well, it was in that song, but that wasn't the origin.
Actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie
the origin
burned by the
see, Rudolph was not one of the 8 original reindeer. He was added by a song that was originally performed, not written by, but performed by Gene Autry. And Melody and I were talking about, and I'll give you a little tidbit. That song was originally offered to Bing Crosby, and he turned it down. Bad move, Bing.
Yeah, Bing was not a bright man in many ways.
Nope, you missed that one.
Yeah, Kim Hull is saying that was her favorite as a kid. Was that the Charlie Brown Christmas, Kim? Well, we'll see. I love Charlie Brown Christmas. I love Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I love the Grinch. You know, all of the things.
The Grinch, the old cartoon, The Grinch, it has so many things going for
Rudolph, okay.
It was created by Chuck Jones, who, if you're not, he's the Warner Brothers guy. He's Bugs Bunny, Foghorn Leghorn, all that was Chuck Jones.
Yeah.
And the narrator, Boris Karloff.
Exactly.
Mean, where are you going to find a better one? And the guy that sang the Grinch song, he's the same one that sang Grim Grinning Ghosts at the Haunted Mansion.
Yep.
The guy with the world's best name, Thurl Ravenscroft.
Isn't that great?
And he was registered at the time as having the world's deepest voice.
Yep.
And he was also Tony the Tiger.
Yeah.
And he did a really good Halloween song about the Headless Horseman. So if you get a chance, look up on Apple Music, if you have Apple Music, or look it up someplace. I'm sure you got some kind of way to get music. And look up Thurl Ravenscroft and the Headless Horseman song. It's a good song.
Yeah. He did a lot of voiceover.
Oh, Ravenscroft? Oh, he did tons of stuff. Commercials and
big time voice actor. Yeah.
Yep.
It's one of those people who didn't look at all like his voice.
He was very tall. He kind of looked like he should have been in a horror movie.
Yeah. Yeah. But he sounded so elegant and, when he wanted to.
Well, he did a lot of uncredited voice work.
Yeah.
In Disney stuff. They needed somebody to be a bear or something, and he would do the voiceover for it.
They'd bring him in. Yeah. Kind of like Catherine in
and like I don't know, it's got to be a pretty close to a tie between these two guys, how many voices they did for cartoons. Everybody, when they think of voices for cartoons, they think of Mel Blanc. And Mel Blanc did, tons of voices for almost all the studios. You hear the ha 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 ha, the Woody Woodpecker. That was Mel Blanc.
Yep.
And he ended up suing Walter Lantz over it because Walter Lantz couldn't find anybody to do the laugh, so he continued to use Mel Blanc's laugh long after he stopped paying Mel Blanc. But they ended up settling out of court later on, so it got settled. The voice of Woody Woodpecker was actually Walter Lantz's wife.
Yep.
But the other person who did voices, he's right up there with Mel Blanc, was a guy named Dawes Butler.
Yeah.
You familiar with Dawes Butler?
Yes, I've heard of Dawes Butler.
He did almost all the voices for Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
He did Huckleberry Hound, Yogi
Very happy.
Bear, Baba Louie, Quick Draw McGraw.
Yeah.
Like I say, you can see a list of the voices he did and the voices Mel Blanc did, and they're about the same length. And sometimes they did the same voices.
Yeah.
Dawes Butler did Barney, and then Dawes Butler happened to pass away during the run of the Flintstones, and Mel Blanc came in and did Barney. So there are a few characters they both did.
Yeah. It's the I know Paul Winchell named Dawes Butler in his book. He was one of the people he dedicated it to. So
yeah, and Paul Winchell did. Now he didn't do nearly as many voices as either one of those two, but he did.
Tigger.
He did Tigger. Tigger's probably the one he's most well known for. Then he was the bad guy in the Smurfs.
Yeah, he did a few. Voice. Yeah, I think his daughter April does more. Really, she's a very well sought after voice actress.
We're starting to lose a lot of those, like the lady that did Rocky.
Yeah.
The Flying Squirrel, and she also did Natasha.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of funny that she'd do both of those voices.
It's true. Talk about a wide range.
Have you ever seen that documentary on the voice actors?
Yeah.
It's something about
a documentary.
It's called something like I Know That Voice or.
Oh no, the one I saw is called "Talking Funny for a Living."
Oh, I'll have to find that one and tell you.
Hello, Georgia. How you doing, sweetie?
Aunt Melody said, "Hi, Georgia, and what are you doing, sweetie?" Nothing.
She's hanging with Grandpa.
Yep. She's dealing with her brother's bad mood this morning.
Oh goodness.
How's Connor doing? Good. Doing better? Good. Yeah. You guys want to go to the store with Grandpa? Nope. Georgia would rather stay at home and watch TV.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye. That was a guest appearance by
a guest drive-by.
Anyway, voice actors and
I'll send you a thing about that movie so you can watch it. It's really good. It's got a lot of the current people on there. Like the guy that currently does Porky Pig.
Yeah.
And he was commenting. He says, I never have to worry about a living because nobody else could do Porky Pig.
Exactly.
He says, I was trained by the guy that did it before me, and he taught me how to do it. And I ain't teaching nobody else how to do
it. There you go. That's the way it's done. Our grandfather did that with the machine he was taught to run. He was told, don't teach anybody else.
Not until you're ready to retire.
Yeah, exactly. He said, when you're ready to retire, then you find some. Well, he told him to find a nice Scots-Irish boy because our grandfather was Scots-Irish. So, but I must just as a point of order, we found out that we are fourth cousins to Stockard Channing. Why this matters, I'm not sure.
But the First Lady.
Yes, the First Lady on the West Wing.
Yep.
And anyway, I interject that just because I'm trying to remember what my previous point was. Oh, yeah. There have actually been a couple of good documentaries on voice actors. We're beginning to appreciate that they're an important part of media, and certainly Catherine Scott knows that. Yeah, Soccer Channing. I just, you look at people and you think, how the heck did she get cross swords with our family? But
Well, she was what was her character name in Greece?
Pinky Toscadero, I think.
No, that was Pinky Tuscadero was in Happy Days.
Oh yeah, okay.
But it was a name kind of like that.
Yeah.
She was one of that girl gang that wore the poodle skirts.
Yeah. Oh, they were called the Pinks or something, weren't they?
Yeah.
God, I don't remember.
But she played Martin Sheen's wife. he was Josiah Bartlett, the president, and God, I wish we could have a president like that.
Oh yeah. Well, if you have not seen The West Wing, go watch it because it's a brilliant series.
Oh yeah, it's won I don't know how many Academy Awards. Allison Janney was great in it.
Oh yeah.
She's gone on to do quite a few things. She was in a show here where she played a mom.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, wasn't that the name of it? The Mom or Mom or something like that.
I don't watch TV much, so it was very unusual that I happened upon the Ghosts UK, which I enjoyed. I wish I could say the same thing about the Ghosts US, but I've only seen one episode. So.
There's not too many British shows that I like. I like some of the Doctor Who, but there was a lot of Doctor Who that I really think kind of smelled up the place. But
yeah, well, of course, this it's like this.
I like the guy that was on there with Rose. And the first episode, they have the mannequins that are after him.
Yeah,
and he says, "Nice to meet you, Rose. Now run for your life."
Yeah. But there, when Doctor Who, I think
that's the Tennyson guy.
Yeah, Tennant. Yeah, David Tennant. The
okay, could be
the when Doctor Who was good, it was brilliant, and like anything else, when it went south, it kind of stunk up the place. But
my favorite British show is probably one you've never heard of. It's called River.
Of course, I've heard of it.
Oh, did you watch the whole thing?
No, I've only seen 2 episodes.
Okay, well, it has a twist.
Oh, cool! I like twists.
Yes,
especially ones I can't figure out.
Well, you've already seen 1 episode, so you know his partner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I don't want to say anything because people might watch it. It's really a good show. If you get a chance, it's called River, and it's available on Prime Ticket or Net. I think it's Netflix. I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah, a lot of it is now. I
know it's not Prime Ticket. Prime Ticket's the old sports thing that the Lakers used to be on. Amazon Prime is different.
Yeah,
I know.
But the British series, of course, that I think of, especially in terms of science fiction, is Blake 7, which I think still ranks up there with the best TV science fiction.
I've had a hard time grasping that show. I've tried watching it a few times, but
well, it is a very complex show. You can't just watch it like, you're doing your whatever and watching it like that. It's
That's
something
how
you have.
I watch most things. That's probably why I didn't get into it.
Yeah, it's, you have to sit there and watch the thing because little things that they seed in will pop up three or four, and if you didn't notice it then, it's going to totally go past you, which is why it only lasted 4 seasons. Because, in American TV, it would have been gone in 1 season. But, um,
What was this Canadian TV series had Michael Paré?
oh,
It's like Star Killer or
yeah, like that.
Star something.
Yeah.
And they always had the Canadian TV. They always have to show bare breasts in at least one scene during the show. It's required. Why
Uh,
that is, they think that men won't watch anything that doesn't have some boobs in it. I'm sorry, that's not the case, but I guess that's what they think.
yeah, probably. Kim, I'm not sure. Is there? I know there are a number of streaming services that have free movies. A lot of old movies. They,
Freebie is free, but you have to watch commercials.
yeah,
But I'll tell you, the freebie's not too bad because there are not a whole bunch of them. They start the show. You get to see like the first 5 minutes of it without any commercials, and then they have I think 3 segments where they show commercials. But they're the only bad thing is they show you the same commercial 12 times.
yeah, over and over. It's
Yes,
true.
they have a commercial for this HIV medicine. And for some reason, they feel necessary to show people making out on the commercial, which I don't quite understand the need for that. This is a serious issue. You know,
Well,
I guess they
remember
figure
the bathtub commercials? I never understood those. Classic movie. I am looking up a streaming service for classic movies. Magellan TV.
Now, where does she live?
Kim, where are you? Where are you?
Because if she's in Canada, it's a whole different story.
Yeah. That's why I have YouTube Premium. There you go. Exactly.
God, for the price of YouTube Premium, you could have Netflix and Amazon Prime.
Yeah, that
isn't that like $25 a month?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like your brother-in-law said. We'll just keep hitting skip ad.
Yeah, because
Montana.
you can Montana?
Yeah, she's in Montana. So, yeah, this probably in Montana. I would have YouTube Premium. I think.
Well, on Amazon Prime now, just to let you guys know, anybody that doesn't have it and is thinking about having it, you have to watch commercials now.
Yeah.
Now, it's an Amazon commercial, and it's at the beginning of every episode, but on the lower right-hand corner, there's a place where it says skip. So as long as you are watching it on an iPad or something where you can do that, just hit skip, and it skips right to the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
And I paid extra for my Amazon Prime so I wouldn't get commercials.
And yet we still got commercials.
And now I'm getting commercials. So, and once they start, pretty soon that little skip thing will go away. And then halfway through the show, there'll be an intermission where they
Yeah.
will play. And that's what happens. All of these services started with no commercials. All of them. Every single one of them. HBO there were no commercials on HBO. And now HBO is showing commercials at the beginning and the end. Now they're HBO commercials.
But they're still commercial.
They're commercials. So
Yeah. Well, it's always the way. And as long as you're aware of that, don't be too impressed by ad-free streaming service, because it won't be for long.
well, I have a lot of trouble with Amazon. Although the last update, it's gotten better with audio sync.
Yeah.
Where you'll be watching the show, and after about 20 minutes or so, all of a sudden the video and the audio were way out of sync.
Yeah. That happened with Spectrum too.
Yeah, well, this with it isn't the cable because, or the whatever it is, because it doesn't happen on Netflix.
That it's
Now,
Amazon, yeah.
Now, Netflix made a big investment when they started their company, and they gave servers to all of the online, to Spectrum, to all the big carriers. They gave them a big server, and they loaded all of their content onto that server. So when you play a movie that's on Netflix, you'll notice there's not nearly as much buffering and so forth as you get on Amazon Prime, because all of those movies are stored locally. So you're not having to go across the internet to wherever Amazon Prime's local server farm is.
Yeah.
And here's another little tidbit. Amazon rents out servers to almost everybody.
Yeah.
Because Amazon has these huge warehouses that are called server farms. And there's enough storage there to run just about every place. So anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sure you have something to say. I've been sitting here rattling on for 20 minutes.
That's quite all right. And in fact, I appreciate it because it's saving my voice. It's still a little threadbare from. I did want to talk about, we've only got about 10 more minutes, but I wanted to discuss Christmas movies because we have that coming up. And I've seen a lot of them. So I was born on Christmas. So Christmas Day, December 25th, is my birthday. So
and everybody always cheats her out of a Christmas present every year.
It's true. Except for my brother.
That's right. I always give her a Christmas and a birthday present.
It's true. Our older sister was born on Halloween. I'm born on Christmas. Our niece was born on New Year's Day. So a lot of us are holiday babies.
Yeah, but she wasn't born in the United States.
No, she was born in Japan. That's true. But anyway, I'm an expert on Christmas. No, I'm not. I just have seen quite a few. And I've seen all the old Christmas carols. I've also seen a lot of, I think all the old Little Women. There's almost as many Little Women movies as there are Christmas Carol. But I'm looking at the list of IMDb's 50 best Christmas movies. Number 1 is It's a Wonderful Life. Can we say that?
You can say it, just don't try to hum any of the music.
Oh God, no.
Or,
Of
or
course, I
that
don't think I could.
now, for those of you who think I'm being racist by calling him that Arab fellow, he writes his name in Arabic.
Yeah.
So I don't know who he is. I don't know what to call him. So my apologies. I don't know who he
Our
is. So
our ex nephew-in-law was from Pakistan, so we're okay. Um, the number one is "It's a Wonderful Life," as I said, and I must say that my favorite version of "It's a Wonderful Life" was on Saturday Night Live, where it was the William Shatner episode, where he did a lot of things to piss people off. But
oh, is that the one where he told everybody to get a life?
yes, yeah,
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
one.
He says
And
that
all
was a
these,
joke.
yes, yeah, it was a joke, and you know, quite frankly, having gone to cons, you know. But anyway, they have the lost ending of "It's a Wonderful Life," wherein what's his name? Jimmy Stewart's character finds out that what's his name in the wheelchair is the one who hoodwinked everybody and stole his money and all of this. And basically, they gang up and beat the crap out of him. And it is, in the way of Saturday Night Live, hilarious. But probably not something you want to watch on Christmas Eve. Anyway.
Now, you do know, just a little trivia, that the guy that played the banker
Uh-huh.
in that movie is Drew Barrymore's
Oh,
grandfather.
oh yeah.
John Barrymore.
John Barrymore.
It's
Thank
not
you.
Lionel Barrymore.
It
That
was
was his
like,
father.
yeah, that was his dad. Um, oh no, pardon me. It is Lionel
I
Barrymore.
thought it was John Barrymore.
No, it's
Oh,
Lionel
okay.
Barrymore.
Okay, then it's her great grandfather.
Yeah, her great granddad. And I mean, Drew is younger than I am, so Lionel. Yeah, thank you, Kim.
Alligators in the sewers.
Yeah. You know, that's the one phrase that I was always sure was actually a misheard lyric. The alligator lizards in the air. And of course, it's actually the lyric in the song. All right. Number two is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So
Now,
that's.
now is that the Boris Karloff?
Oh,
How the
yeah.
Grinch Stole Christmas?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. No, not.
Not the Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm on Team Tommy Lee Jones about Jim Carrey. Anyway, they have the entire list of every. Oh, Thurl Ravenscroft, June Foray, Dal McKinnon, and Boris Karloff. And number three is White Christmas.
Well, now White Christmas is not the movie that premiered the song White Christmas.
Oh, I know. That was on another.
Okay. That was Holiday Inn.
Yeah. And it, again, it's a case of
It's
the
a
song.
Christmas movie also.
Yes. And I don't know. Danny Kaye seems so gay to me that I can't believe anything where he's. Anyway, I'm joking, but
Well, him and Donald O'Connor were just great dancers.
oh yeah, Danny Kaye was great at everything. Donald O'Connor was a great dancer. And we
That
won't
scene
call.
where he walks up the wall and flips back over his head. It's like, how do you do that?
Unbelievable. Number four is Charlie Brown Christmas. Yes. And number five is something called the Nativity Story, which I've not heard of.
Well, that's the real Christmas story.
Yeah, well, at 2005. Number six is Prancer. Apparently, Rudolph was not enough. They had to do a.
I'm sorry, I've never heard of that movie.
I have heard of it. I've never seen it. I heard of it. I've heard of it because it has somebody in it that I have a contact with. But number 7 is what my name almost was. My mother was going to call me Joy Noel, spelled like the French.
Number 7?
Yeah, Joyeux Noel.
Another
Apparently,
one I haven't seen.
yeah, I've never heard of it even, but that was going to be my name. And
Did you hear that one of the new Hallmark Christmas movies has Katie Sackhoff in it?
Who?
Katie Sackhoff. You don't know who Katie Sackhoff is?
No.
Starbuck?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was surprised. Didn't know who Katie Sackhoff was.
You know,
Tricia Helfer?
Yeah. Oh,
you know who Tricia Helfer is?
I know who that is. Yeah.
Because she, you were talking about celebrities doing podcasts. She has a Battlestar Galactica podcast.
Yeah, that's probably what inspired Talkville. And also I believe she was for a brief time part of the Nexium thing, but we won't get into that. That's sad.
She doesn't talk about anything like that. So
yeah, well, I wouldn't either. Number 8 is no, it's not the original. It's the second oldest version of A Christmas Carol with Alistair Sim.
Yeah, that's the one I like. I like the Alistair Sim Christmas Carol, and I like the Edmund Gwenn Miracle at 34th Street with Natalie Wood.
I must say I really have deep affection for A Christmas Carol with Mr. Magoo.
Oh yeah, we always watched that.
It was great. It still is.
And for those of you that aren't familiar, the voice was Jim Backus.
Yes.
Jim Backus.
Jim Backus, yes.
Yes, who played Thurston Howell III on Gilligan's Island.
And James Dean's father in Rebel Without a Cause.
And if you're interested, his very last appearance on film was in the Harlem Globetrotters Gilligan's Island TV movie that they made. And he passed away right after they filmed the scene he was in.
Very sad.
You could tell watching it. He could barely talk. He was in really bad shape, but he wanted to be in it because the rest of the cast was in it, except of course for the one who won't do anything, which is Tina Louise.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're almost at the top of the hour.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So let me real quickly say that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer comes in at number 10. And beyond that, it's Elf is 14. Elf. Yeah, I know. I'm not
a fan of Will Ferrell or Adam Sandler.
Yeah, I'm
either
in that
one
too. And number 16 is The Muppet Christmas Carol. And
Connor's favorite. Just to tell you, that's Connor's favorite Christmas show. Is the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Well, he loves Muppets entirely.
Yes, anything Muppets. My grandson, by the way, is autistic. And autistic kids, well, they're all different. But Connor gets focused on a particular movie or character, and he just wants everything having to do with that character. He's a character.
Still looking for Lyle the Crocodile.
Well, the one that you said is really close. I think that one may be okay, but it's hard to predict.
I got you. I got you. Anyway, it's next weekend is the 18th. That will be the Gift of the Magi over on YouTube with Catherine and David Selby. And I tried to get Catherine on. I found out about it too late. So, such is life. We have various things coming up the next few weeks, and we're getting things going now that I'm back and I have a voice again. And I want to thank Kim and I've forgotten the name.
She forgot your name, Jessica.
Jessica, thank you. And I couldn't page up to find out.
That's what happens when you get old, Jessica. Don't let
true.
it bother you.
It's true.
It's good to have both of you guys with us. Thank you.
It's good to have you and everybody else who was here with us. And you have a great week. We'll see you next Sunday. Bye.
Bye.